I'm glad that it is not me. I'm glad that I am no longer deceived and that the enemy does not have me, like for real, because I'm very 100% sure that I am doing what I am supposed to be doing on this earth. But there are so many people that are not doing what they are called to do on this earth, and I'm glad it's not me. I'm glad that I'm not in that category of thinking that I'm doing what I am called to do on this earth, and I'm not. I'm glad that ain't me. I'm glad I'm not so focused and concerned about my passion that I'm forgetting my purpose and my calling on this earth. I'm glad that ain't me. I'm glad that the enemy does not have me deceived out here and, have me thinking that life is about what I want to make it. Like it's just life. No, my life is not my own. Okay, I'm glad that ain't me. Period. Like I am just very glad, but at the same time, I'm sad because it hurts to see how many individuals out here really are not going in a direction that God desires them to go. They are not living out their purpose. They are not walking in their calling. And some people really think that they are because they like, okay, well, this is my passion. So this got to be what God is calling me to do. I love, helping people. So I want to be a doctor. And this got to be what God is calling me to do. Not necessarily. Just because that's what you want to do does not mean that's what God wants you to do. When you are following God, you really have to be in tune with God. You have to make sure that you are fulfilling His plan and not your own. Most times, 9 times out of 10, very average. The things that we want to do in life are not the things that God wants us to do. So if you are chasing after your dream and what you want to do, most likely you are not in alignment with God and on the path that He has for you. You are not walking in your purpose. You are not walking in your calling. I'm just glad that it's not me. I'm glad that I am not lost in that area. That I am no longer lost in that area, I should say, because listen, there was a time where I did not know. I was trying to figure it out. We all do. That's life. Okay, that's life. We try to figure it out, but we need to figure it out with God and not figure it out on our own or figure it out with society, the world, because the world does not know the plan that God has for us. So, yes, everybody else might be doing something, but that might not be what God wants you to do and where He wants you to be. Excuse me for laying down, but I just had some thoughts, like literally late night thoughts with Kay 101. I'm glad that it is not me. I'm glad that I'm not lost. I'm glad that I'm not running. I'm glad that I'm not trying to force things to me. I'm just glad that I am out here trusting God, even with the little and no results that I am getting. I am still trusting God and not trying to put my foot in my own door without making sure that's where God wants my foot to go. Okay. Like, for real, I am glad that even through all of the heartache and the trials, the confusion and frustration, and so much more, I am just out here trusting God because, listen, that's all that you and I can do. Period. God knows what is best for us, so trust Him. If you really love God and if you really dedicate your life to Christ, if you are really following His plan, then you will be in tune with Him and you will follow Him all the way. You will give Him everything all the way, fully. I cannot afford to miss God, and I cannot afford to live a whole life without fulfilling the purpose that God has for me on this earth. So to know that I am walking in a direction where God wants me to be is everything. Like, I'm glad that I'm not on the other side. But please, for those who are on the other side, please do not allow the enemy to deceive you anymore. Please don't let the enemy have you miss God and miss what God has called you to do on this earth. Because at the end of the day, when you die, that's all that is going to matter is you meeting God, and He gonna be trying to figure out like why did you not do anything that I called you to do. We cannot be so focused on us. Like at the end of the day, it's about God and it's about what He has called us to do on this earth. Boom. Good night.